I look pale in comparison to her. I need a spray tan. Eric is here. He's showing you nothing but love.
I live in the city. I appreciate you, Mr. Jackson. I appreciate you.
He's in love with you, man. He was giving you props in the first show. Eric, you should say what you said in the first show over here now. He thinks you're a beautiful person and you help the planet and all the above. I should have screenshot it and brought it into this show. Next time. Time. All right. She getting real quiet, Eric. She getting quiet. All right. Today, she got the finger, man. I got to move on. All right, move on here. What we got going? See? Look at that. Let me get some of this other stuff out of the way so you can see it. Look at that. That's
see it.
Very sweet. I love it. I love it. Great deal. Love it. All right. So I'm never the star of the show. I'm just the entertainment and sidekick, Ed McMahon, goof off, all the above. You are the star of the show, the lady of the hour. We are going to get to 3 fundamental parts of this show, and then the rest of it is all chaos. So the rest of it, we already know. We're already planning. We're going to be goofy. You can stay or not, but when you get tired of crying over the narc or toxic person or mom, dad, or whatever it may be, watch the rest of this show, and you'll feel a whole lot better, especially on a Friday or a weekend. So let's do this here. We are talking about creating. The theme of the show is You Deserve Better, a guide to tough love. I'll repeat that one more time. You Deserve Better, a guide to tough love. How could I forget it? I came up with the theme of the show. Now, the talking points for this particular show, this episode, the Tough Love podcast. Let me do that here. Hold on a second. We're going to disappear, but we'll be back, everybody. I'm going to put something up here, this right here. So we're going to talk about one, and feel free to make notes for this particular episode and any episode here on NATV Network. First, create the life you want. Point 2 that we will be discussing is growth starts by leaving your comfort zone, or zones if you have more than one. The third point is living your best life now. So we're going to talk about those 3 fundamental things. Let me take this earpiece out. So we do that. Set that over there. All right. So create, grow, and live are fundamental talking points for today. So let's see here. You, my dear friend, have a lot going on, a number of things going on. You get another comment here from Eric. Thank you, Eric, so much. Look at that. I like that. That's a great compliment. Claudetta speaks perfectly fine for herself. That's what makes her so attractive. Man, you know what? Hold on a second. Bet you didn't get a lot of. I didn't get a lot of that from the Navy. You didn't get a bunch of those from the Navy. Hopefully, you get some love back there, Eric. Claudetta is telling you thank you. You come into our show, you're going to get a little bit of laughter and a whole lot of education, but more importantly, you're going to get a ton of goofiness because recovery needs to be enjoyable.
And you get love.
Say it again.
You get love.
I'm not quick this morning. Go ahead. Do that one more time.
I said you get love.
Now you're on screen. There you go. What you're going to get. And you may not be accustomed to getting it. You may not be.
You don't get it.
You better take it. You better take it. We put on these shows because we really do care about you.
Yes.
So if you're not accustomed to that, it's okay. You keep coming back. At least, as we say over here, 10 minutes a week. All you need is 10 minutes a week hanging out with us, and I promise you, your life will be totally different. 40 minutes a month, under an hour with us, and the rest of the time, if you want to listen to a whole bunch of other stuff, please do so. Some of them you will find on our show. But if you want to actually enjoy your recovery, step on over into a proper home. And that's with us here at NATV, where you find people like Claudetta, who Eric says, thank you, my friend. Thank you. He loves this place. Glad to share it. Thank you. Share it. It's not conventional. It's not what people are accustomed to. And when you have Claudetta coming on, you're not going to hear what you normally hear. Now, I know many of you know we have a family owned and operated channel. But Claudetta and myself, and I'm still waiting for Junior to show up. I call him Junior because he's younger than me. Leon, We have some things in store for you. I'm going to talk about those items at the end of the show, and maybe even after the show if I decide to stay on and keep the stream open. But we have some things in store for you that we've been working on, and Claudetta is spearheading, and it's going to be good. You're going to enjoy the private events that we'll have, and we'll tell you more about it later. But right now, when it comes to creating a life that you want, that can be very challenging for people. There's a lot of history people have that they can get, as it were, stuck in the mud, and they can never really wash it off and seem like they can just start living their life. That's just me saying that from this channel. What's your perspective of how a person can create a life that they want?
I would say the easiest part of creating the life that you want is to, I think I've said this before, is recognizing that you're not happy, or that you want more, or that you're not where you want to be. Whatever that sounds like to the people that are listening, whatever that sounds like to you, however that resonates with you, when you decide that this isn't what I want, this ain't it. There's got to be something more, whatever that is. That is the easiest thing I would say in the whole process, because recognizing that there's a problem is the first thing. That's with addiction, any type of problem or issue that you want to address, right? Identify there's a problem. And then you have to map out how you want your life to look, right? And then you have to map out what it takes to make it look like that. And then there comes that thing, it's a new concept, work. You got to do some work. So you can't be fucking lazy.
Okay, back up.
Because you got to work.
Talk about the lazy part. So there's a 4-letter word that people often don't want to use, but they want the other things that are 4-letter words like love and but they leave that part out, is what you're saying?
Yeah. They leave out a 6-letter word too, effort.
Oh, okay. See, I knew you were going to do it to me. So let me just get my pen now, because obviously I wasn't going to. They wanted a handout. They want a handout. Is that what you're saying?
Or a handout. However you want. They want a lot of times people want things given to them.
Okay.
I don't ingratiated, inherited, whatever you want it. They don't want to do the work. But we're all in school right now. Life is a big old classroom. Some of us are going to pass. Some of us are going to fail. You know what I'm saying? Some of us going to be getting by the skin of our teeth with D's, Right. But you got to be in the game. And you can't claim to be an MVP or want to be a star player, but you give bench effort. You feel me? You can't. That's a sports reference for those of you who don't.
All right. You're going to have to repeat that because that was just too juicy. Give it again for the people in the back row.
You can't desire MVP status, you know what I'm saying, or all-star athlete status and give bench effort. And that's no shade to the people that ride the bench. I've rode my share of benches in the day. Right. Trust me. And in some, I guess if you want to compare lives, if you compare my life to someone else's life, another author or another retired person or something like that, I could be riding the bench in comparison. The difference is I don't compare my life to nobody else.
There you go. That really is it. No, that's it. Yeah.
To my previous life. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the only competition that I ever see when I look in the mirror is previous me. Now, previous me could be yesterday me. It could be last month me, 10 year ago me, but it's me versus me, period. And when I decided that I wanted to live and I decided what I want my life to look like, I wrote down the things that I love to do or that brought me joy. And then I thought about the things that I was doing already and how that made me feel. I thought about the things that I was doing that I didn't get joy from anymore because we evolved. So the things that used to bring you joy may not necessarily do that now. And once I did that, then it was just a matter of, like I said, doing the work, like going to therapy. Therapy is one of the hardest things that I've ever done in my life. But it is what has led me to this point, to want to live. And I want to live my life with my chest fully out, not naked, but I want to walk with my chest out and I want my shoulders back. I want my head up and I'm proud of the person who I am. And that's not something that everyone can do. But I believe that people can, and that may not sound confusing, but I believe that people can do it. It's just a matter of making the decision that this is what I'm going to do. You have to fight for your fucking life.
Yeah.
I've learned that, and I'm a scrapper, baby. These two work.
Yeah, and really, people may have to tap into that, is what you're saying. They got to tap into being a scrapper instead of a person who just takes scraps.
No, you can't. No, because life, I feel like life, to me, is like it can be a bully, right? And that can be by design or it can be accidental. But I've never been a fan of bullies, even when I was getting bullied. I've never been a fan of that. So I'm swinging. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going down, I'm riding till the wheels fall off, and I'm swinging with every ounce of fire that I have in my belly. And I'm trying to die of natural causes or an accident. And I want my life to mean something. I don't want it to be in vain. And I want people to know that I earned everything that I've ever had in my life. And I've been willing to pass it back. You know, I want to pay it forward. I'm a huge fan of that. You know, if you can't do that, then I don't know. Not to be judgmental, but I just feel like if you ain't giving something of yourself to a greater purpose, like you might be missing the mark just a little bit, just a little. You know, even if it's just to tutor someone in math.
There you go. Just give them something. Give back some kind of way, right? And make it. But I'm going to go back to the chest part. The chin part. It's almost as if, you know, for years, I've told my children that. All three of them. And it's, you know what? I tell my daughters on a regular basis, you have got to make sure what you just said, your chest is out in front, not slouched, not hunched over in life.
Nope.
Whatever has happened in the past that was tough, you went through it. Whatever happens now or tomorrow, don't worry about tomorrow. Just enjoy the day with your chin up. It makes a big difference when you're swinging.
Yeah.
Or who's that movie? Just Keep Swimming. For years, that's all we used to say to one another. I'd see him in the morning. I go, just keep swimming, baby. You're going to be all right.
That's it.
It's all right. It's okay. Take it. It's going to be fine. And it's become the past. So your points are really fundamentally sound. If we lay down, we will be ran over.
Yeah.
By the
imperfections. Roadkill. Who volunteer to do that?
Be out there with the possums and everything else, right? Ran over. You're getting some love from Susie. Susie, thank you very much. SZTV Network. What did she say there? Making the decision and letting go of everything and everyone in the past. I don't know why I'm reading it there. I could read it up here. It's a lot bigger. Everyone and everything in the past doesn't any longer serve us. Okay, I want to touch on that. Thank you, Susie, for saying that. Oh, but hold on one second.
Because if it ain't helping you, then it's human.
Let's talk about that a little bit. Okay. Yeah. You know, some people keep trying to make something that doesn't work for them.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
Okay, twofold, right? I don't know why I just did that, but twofold. Okay, so I've been in that position, and then sometimes I get in that position nowadays in my life, but I'm better able to recognize the behavior and switch gears.
Yeah,
but when people try to make something work that ain't really got a chance, I think that at the core of the person who is trying to make it work, there's love there. There's a desire.
Oh, okay.
And you don't want to fail. You don't want to let something go because at one point something or someone meant so much to you. And it makes sense to want to hold on to them, right? And sometimes you really can't see the damage that person or that situation that you're in is doing to you because you're holding on to all the love and the good that came before the bad, right? But part of that work that I was talking about is like what I had to do, what I'm not going to say I had to do, but what I chose to do is I made lists. I make lists for almost everything in my life, right?
Interesting.
So I made a list of what was helping me and what was hurting me, whether it came to a position I was in, whether it was a person, a relationship, whatever. I made a list. And baby, let me tell you something. When that list of hurt was longer than that list of help.
Wow.
It was an eye opener. It was not, it was like, I've been pepper sprayed. I don't know if anybody else has been pepper sprayed, but I've been pepper sprayed. And that's the hardest thing to do is to open your eyes when you got that spray in your eyes. And that's the only not the only, but that's the best comparison that I can think of when it came to looking at that list. Maybe someone could relate to having soap in your eyes, right? It's difficult when somebody says, rinse your eyes out. It's like, bitch, my eyes burning. I just want to keep it closed.
I want to keep them closed.
In the top. But opening is what's going to help relieve that pain, right? When I looked at that list, it was, I don't know, it was so jarring for me because I was, one, thinking to myself, how did you allow this to happen? Mm-hmm. Two, how long have you allowed yourself to be situated with this crap? And now what are we going to do? Because I was just thinking about this a few days ago. Starting over is, I do not like it. I don't know what it is. I do not like starting over. When it comes to therapy, I didn't want to switch therapists because I had unpacked all this shit to this person and went through that emotional roller coaster with this person. Now I got to go over here and tell you. And then what if you want to go on vacation or what if you want to quit? Now I got to go tell them.
They're going to do it all over again and stuff like that.
Everybody knows my business. And I just be regurgitating. It's like a constant throw up session. Who want to keep doing that? My clothes stink. My breath stink. I'm sick of it. Like, give the person the notes that I gave them, that I gave you. And if they have a question, then they can ask me. But I was just over with starting over. So I get the sense of wanting to keep something and make something work. But the reality is, if you are hurting, you got to choose yourself. Radical self-care, maybe that's going to be my next tattoo. I don't know. But I practice radical self-care. And I come off as a person who does not care. At least that's the feedback that I get. I seem unbothered or uninterested in other things because I'm focused on myself. But that's, in my mind, I'm retired. I didn't work. So what else is there? My children are adults.
Now we're gonna bring it more retired. All three of us are retired. We're gonna bring it more retired.
I only focus on what I have to focus on, what I choose to, because I have the luxury in my life now that I can choose what I will and won't engage with. I was in a position for 22 years where I had to follow rules, whether I agreed with them or not, because I took an oath that said I would support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Within that phrase, that means if your supervisor tells you have to work late, you're working late. Did you hear me just say that in the oath? No, I did not. But that is a part of it because that is a part of supporting and defending the Constitution of the United States. So you do what you have to do. That is no longer my job title. So I have learned in my quest for living to appreciate all that comes with my life. Now, something could happen to me tomorrow where maybe I might have to go get a job, but I would still choose to get something that wouldn't put me in a state of high stress. I live with PTSD and anxiety, depression, all of that. I don't want nothing to exacerbate any of these conditions that I have. I do the best I can with what I got. I don't need nothing to send me down a spiral of You understand what I'm saying?
I got you. Yeah.
So I'm choosing. I choose. Now, everybody may not necessarily have that luxury, if you will, but it's a goal of mine to get people into the mindset that it's possible for you. It's possible for you if you work at Chick-fil-A, my pleasure. It's possible for you if you work at McDonald's. It's possible for you if you work at Burger King, if you're a CEO, work at the railroad. I don't give where you work. I want people to understand that at the core of your very being, you have to choose you. Because if you don't, ain't nobody else gonna do it. And if they do choose you, they're gonna be walking slow. Because we matter at the core, and we should always remember that. And sometimes I think that as humans, we are so busy sometimes taking care of other people and attending to other people's needs that we accidentally forget, like little things. You ever forgot to eat? Or drank water when you were thirsty because you didn't drink it just like you should be. That's the type of thing that I think we do as humans sometimes. We hyper focus, and then we lose focus in that hyper focus. And what I mean by that is we're so focused on someone else's situation, hyper focus, that we lose focus on ourselves. So therefore, we passing out. We at the hospital for exhaustion, fucking dehydration, and all this other, like
moody, cranky, all the above, all because we didn't take care of something we should have.
And
done.
You're not going through menopause with all that. So it's a horrible, horrible cycle. And I would love for people to understand that there's a way to kind of get a handle on that. Everybody's situation is not going to look the same, but there are ways for us to navigate this space called life, no matter where you are.
Hey, Claudetta, this is the quietest I've ever heard Leon be in my entire life. This is girl got you trained without a chain. Let me finish my line. I got it from my daddy. Girl got you trained without a chain. She don't even need a chain. She just sit, Ubu, sit. Right. That boy didn't know. He moved a couple of times and he said, I better stay still. Hey, go ahead, my man. Hey, first of all, wait, no, you showed up. I'm glad. Hey, she beat me to the punch. I was about to send you the link, but I wanted to ask her first. She already sent him the link. I told
you. Leon, Pat's got to realize how we roll. You already know.
I was gonna ask the pop-off queen her permission first before I send you the link because it's her show. And then she go, all right, send him the link. I said, you sent him the link not to watch the show, but no, I sent him my link. No, we good. He coming in the show. I'm like, okay. And I was sitting there going like, while you're talking, Claudette, I'm thinking, well, he not here yet. Maybe she didn't do it right. And look at that. Then all of a sudden he popped up, and then he sat there for like 5 hours before we could actually come in because you were on a roll. And so I'm just you're on a roll. I'm just, man, that was the quietest man I've ever seen you, my man. It was you were sitting there. You know what? You look like one of those kids that are like under around 7 or 5 years old going into a barbershop.
That's me.
You know what I'm talking about. When you walk into a barbershop in a black neighborhood, when you're really young, you just sit there. You don't say nothing. You don't even move until they. That's right. You know what I'm talking about. You don't move because the guys are talking, and they were like So we're gonna have our own rolling barbershop. We're gonna do some stuff together. But I just had to. What did you put up there, Claudetta? I definitely. Oh God, that's sweet. Anyhow, hey Leon, not that you can do it, but if you can turn your camera 16:9. So that it makes it better for me when I go to edit, so that it all looks right. All right. So anyhow, what you doing here, man?
So I had to come in. Right, I had to come in. Claudetta sent me the link early, and I posted on my Instagram so people can listen to her talk. Because what they don't know is that she won't say this, but I'll say it. But as a female, Black, white, Asian, Latin in the military, when they work specifically in engineering. It's hard. It's a hard job on men. And then when women go into the Navy to go into engineering, it's even harder on them because men hold them down, not literally, but they flirt with them. They talk to them like they don't matter. They ignore them until they want something. And so being an engineer and a woman in engineering in the Navy for 20 plus years is hard. And I've had some hard days, I've had some rough days, but never like they go through as an engineer. So, and then her coming from Chicago, the inner city, there's that stigma about an angry Black female, which she's not an angry Black female, but women should be heard. And I tell people this all the time. It sounds funny, but I don't have the emotional strength that women have, never have, and probably never will. And I understand what women bring to this country. I'm not chauvinistic, but I used to be chauvinistic. I was very bad. I was very angry. I was very, very aggressive, very self-centered, very arrogant, conceited. But women, they make people naturally through birth, umbilical cord, placenta, nurturing. We can't do that. That's why I understand how women affect me. Like when you said she was talking and I was sitting there being quiet, that's something I had to learn how to do through therapy, just to listen, because I was a very over the top.
She's already laughing before you get it out. She
already know.
I want to get into that real quick at some point. Maybe we do it in one of those private shows that we'll do. But go ahead.
Yeah. So sitting here listening to her is something I had to learn how to do, not just with Claudetta, but me. Period. But coming in, that was through therapy because of my personality disorder. I was way over the top. And we worked here together in Great Lakes. I think it was 4 years, 3 or 4 years, and it was busy. It's a big base. It's one of the big bases in the Navy, biggest in the Navy. And we were she talked about all the time. We were always doing something every weekend. I mean, you had a group of Black people going to the Indy NASCAR races. We get down there, it's like 5 Black people and 3,000 white people, but we were good to go. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We went to stay at our house, at our white friend's house. Yeah, they had a white wife and a white son, and we just blended as a family. So when it says certain things about me in the Navy, it's automatic. We don't have to like we just do what we got to do. But we did a lot at this base up here, and we lost a lot of people over the years. And her and I are still going at it, having a good time with life.
Yeah. When you say lost some people, tell the audience what you mean by that.
So some people transfer. Some people do some things that are not conducive to a healthy relationship, and we lose them because of that. Divorce, death, a lot of things. So and this is why with military and me and Claudetta and military, it's not that we don't care about things, but we got to be tough. You have to be tough every single day in the military, especially if you're competitive and they know that you're competitive and you're moving up and you're involved and engaged like she is, always has been. It's hard. It's tough. It's tough. It is. And you got kids. You got an ex-husband, an ex-wife. You might even be paying child support. You might even be paying alimony, but you still got to get up every single day and be this person that people expect you to be. And it's not easy, but we don't even have time to let our guard down. We don't. We and she noticed we in the group of us, we're kind of like crazy because we would just show up to big events and wouldn't even train. Like we showed up to a marathon.
Okay. I've never heard this one. Go. No, you just okie dokie. You just walk up and go like, oh yeah, I'm ready to go. There's just, hey, where's my number? Just put it. Yeah, let's go.
That's what happened. We
no training.
No.
Guys, crazy.
We have run multiple marathons, half marathons, obstacle races, all of that. And we never trained for anything. The race that we have coming up is the first race that I've ever trained for. And the one reason why I'm doing this is because I know that at 51, my body is not what it used to be. And I cannot afford to be arrogant in my athleticism and just think that I'm just going to make it. They'll be coming to get me on a stretcher if I didn't train. So I have to train for this. And this is my last, Leon, this is my last race. My last long distance race.
Right. I got you.
Pax, did you hear what I said?
You really, what if it was for a charity?
You know what?
You almost said it. It almost came out.
I almost said it, but no.
It's a family show.
No. I'm done. I will continue to do like 5Ks. Okay. A 10K would be the most that I would run. And for those of you that may not be familiar with what a 10K is 6.2 miles. That's it. I'm done. Leon, please acknowledge that you heard what I said.
I got you.
But what if Leon needs it for a kidney or
something? But what if
like
you could just be quiet, Pax? What if you could just be quiet and ask me some questions? What if you could just do that?
What if Eric give you some love, by the way? He can't believe you're 51.
Don't believe it. You believe it if you saw me working out.
She's holding down 41, 42 pretty good, ain't she, Eric? She holding down 41.
Okay, moving on. Hey, what is the topic that we're talking about today?
Leon's only 48. Leon look like he's 48. Exactly. He look like he's 48. Maybe 52. Maybe 52.
The scruffy beard is giving him a couple of years, but other than that,
yeah. You shave that off, man. You look like he shaved that off, man. Don't shave it off though, but
I look way younger. Yeah,
35. Yeah. You're too kind, Eric. Thank you.
Yeah, man, 35, man.
In my mind. Yeah. I wish my joints were 35 and my age was 51.
Right.
Just my joints. I've never heard nobody say my joints.
I wish my joints was 35.
You know you're retired because I say that now. I had never heard nobody else say that. That's the kind of way I talk around here with my daughters. And they go like, "What are you talking about?" I go like, "You'll understand." You better hope you know.
The military life make that 51 feel like 71 sometimes.
Right.
Okay,
right.
So we're talking about being tough, and we're talking about tough love. We're talking about theme of the show is You Deserve Better, a guide to tough love. We're talking about 3 fundamental things. I'm going to go over them again. Let me turn this down in my ear here. 3 things. Create a life that you want. That's how we started the show. And now we got point number 2. Growth starts when you can leave your comfort zone. And the third point is living your best life now. Whether you're retired like all 3 of us or something else, tackling social media and getting your message out and what you've lived and learned, maybe. As in the case of the 2 individuals you see in front of me here, beautiful people talking about being retired from the Navy, military life, maybe, whatever it may be. Can you create, grow, and live still, despite what has happened in the past or what you're going through right now? The answer, unanimously from all three of us is yes, you can. But we're going to talk about a few steps, and then we're going to talk about something else that we have, we're working on that you can be a part of also. But first, Leon, she talked about creating a life you want right now and toughing it out and actually working. I like the way you said that. People putting in effort is what Claudetta talked about. You want to add to that before we go to point number 2?
Yeah, what happens is people call us crazy. They don't know how we do it. In this world, we are made to move. We are. We are made to think. You think about it. I'm going to tell you this. I always go back to the military. Not because I'm biased, but we do in the military, and anybody can do it out here. They just have to adjust their mind to wanting to do it. Me and Claudetta talk all the time. We come up with different ideas. We do it. In the military, in one day, you probably do 10, 15 different things. I know for sure you do 10 different things in one day. And this is every day. Taking attendance, making phone calls, checking emails, now text messages, writing awards, writing evals, talking to spouses, okay, getting work done, maintenance done, getting prepared to get underway. And so people become comfortable and they start living a sedentary lifestyle until you get sick or a life-altering event happens to you, like it did to me and her too. You like, wow, I can, a lot of times we do a lot of things when we're sick and injured anyway. You know how hard it is to perform a task or living every day, leading people and then come home loving your family with severe PTSD that her and I both have, right? You know how hard it is to do that, how hard it is to lose a parent and then still go to work and love on other people at work. It's very, very hard. And you don't have time to stop to rest. And then even when we take leave, we don't have time to rest because we're still doing something. We're still focused and we're still trying to maintain a nice lifestyle. So we always bounce things off of each other because simply by virtue of being in the military, whether it's 4 years or 20 years, you still have that competitive edge in within you. You do. You're built that way. Not everybody's competitive. Now some people go to 4 years military for 4 years and they get out. But some people do 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 25, whatever. But it's very important to create a lifestyle that you can help other people, including your family and your kids, and leave a legacy behind. And don't just stop. A lot of people retire from the military at 20 years and they go back to work again because it's in us. It's this inherent that we move and we help people and we continue to grow and we think about different ideas, right? Here she is at 51 years old. Now she's going to have a podcast. It doesn't have to stop. No, some people stop and then you get bored and then guess what? You start to die little by little. You start to die. Me and Claudetta, my sister, and we in this group chat, we talk all the time about wanting to lose weight or working out and building muscle and then the scale's not getting any smaller, the numbers not getting smaller. And so it's like, okay, what do I need to do now? Adjust this over here, adjust this over here. But we always adjusting and thinking ahead because we have a brain. Everybody has a brain. Even autistic kids are smart and they can develop stuff and help people and motivate people. So it's important that you do something where you think differently every single day and you become a giver. There was a long time where I wasn't a giver. I was very selfish and self-centered. And so when you start giving to other people, you learn that you are a servant just as well. So it's important to do things in life and have a serious mindset of figuring out what else can I do? Who else can I be? What else can I create? It's just as simple, I think.
And you look at what Eric says there in the chat. Eric says he talks about mindset. So how does mindset come into play when we talk about this next item here? Growth starts when you leave your comfort zone or zones with an S. Some people have multiple comfort zones. Many of us may have gone through that. So a comfort zone, first of all, is a place, in your own words, whoever wants to go first. Let's talk about what a comfort zone is, first of all, or what could be things that are a comfort zone. Your thoughts?
A comfort zone for me, a comfort zone can be plenty of things. A comfort zone can be a couch. Comfort zone could be a spa. It could be a sex session. It could be the cigar lounge. It could be anything, laying on the beach. A comfort zone doesn't necessarily have to be a place or a destination, if you will. It can just be a state of mind where you don't want to do anything or where you're just content or you're happy. And some people are happy doing nothing. Some people are happy doing a little bit of something. Some people are happy doing a lot of something. But when it comes to growth, comfort is a place where you feel safe, where there's no ripples in the water. You understand what I'm saying? It's almost as if it's Groundhog Day.
Oh, okay.
Nothing changes. There's no changes. There's no
growth. There's no growth, in other words.
No, it's like Pleasantville. If you've ever seen that movie where everything's happy, hunky dory, it doesn't rain, and when it did, everybody's like, "Oh, shit, what are we supposed to do?" You know, because nothing ever rocks the boat, and that's not where you. At least in my personal experience, there's no growth where you're comfortable. You have to get comfortable being uncomfortable in order to grow. That's just how it's. When every bone I've ever broken, they didn't heal and it didn't feel good when they were healing. It was a lot of itching going on. I was in pain, but that was all a part of the healing process. It's like getting a scratch. I had a rash a little while ago for some cicada mites or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. It was healing, but it was itching the whole time. I was rubbing. I had put a bandage over and I was rubbing it so I wouldn't scratch it. And when I would take the bandage off to let my skin breathe and bathe and everything like that, eventually a scab came over, right? But that's part of the healing process. It looked ugly, but it was healing. And then eventually the scab fell off. And then my skin started to return to normal. But nothing happened. If I wouldn't have did anything, it probably only would have got worse. Or if I would have scratched it because I was comfortable digging, it just would have spread. And then it would have been everywhere, you know?
Yeah,
but
right. No, yeah.
Comfort can just, I think it just it's a vague term and it can mean so many different things. That's just my take on it. But what do you think, Leon?
So, go ahead.
I got to say something before, man, let me tell you something. She put so much in that. I am so going to slice and dice that up.
Okay.
Don't be scratching. Don't be digging into it. You can rub it because sometimes you be digging into it, you get stuck, and then it spreads all over the place. And then, there's so much there that can be. Hey, if you can gather something out of that, everybody, please make sure you do that. That was really good. I just got to give you some props on that one. And if you're wondering, this is like a rolling barbershop through your town. Okay. The three of us together. So if you come from a neighborhood and there is not a black barbershop anywhere in your neighborhood and you don't know what it's like, this is nothing like it. This is the smallest part of it because they're honoring the fact that this is a family-owned channel. So Leon, please, your take on this.
Yeah, I've always wanted to be known in the world of the unknown because I'm a very greedy person. I'm a very greedy person, but my greed has changed to.
He's right, everybody. He's right. And he loves to eat, by the way. He don't matter if he's talking to you on a live. He'll just walk out the house and just totally walk out the house. And whether in a meeting, just get in the car, start driving. That's right. Yeah, like you did the other day.
My greed was it was focused on self and then women, and it wasn't a growth type of thing. And so I had to be known in certain things. I wanted to be known. I wanted everything. I wanted all the attention, and I got it. And I did it, and I just didn't know how to. I didn't know how to control it. I didn't know how to handle it. And so I abused women. I misused my power, my authority, and I wasn't a good husband, a good father for a time, right? And so I like Claudetta said, I like being uncomfortable. That was a very comfortable place for me because it kept me on my toes. It kept me wanting more, but I was wanting more for me and not others. And I had to learn because it got me in trouble in the Navy in 2004 and 2005, where I was written up for abusive language, abusive leadership, and I was very self-centered, but I was very comfortable being mean. I was very comfortable being promiscuous. I was very comfortable with being abusive. That was my comfort zone. Anything less than that, I felt uncomfortable. So my comfort zone wasn't conducive to being in a healthy relationship. It wasn't helpful for other people. And so even when I got in trouble, I got worse, but then I got better. So being uncomfortable for me kept me on my toes. But now, believing in God more and praying and people praying for me now, I lost the ability to be comfortable with doing bad. So when I used to cheat a lot, I felt very comfortable doing that. Now I don't want that anymore. God has removed that from my spirit. I can't see being a cheater. I don't know what happened to it. It was removed, but it scared me. So now, like Claudetta said, you have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. And my being uncomfortable now is trying to be somebody nicer and better. And that was never comfortable for me because I like being the mean, grumpy butthole, you know. And it was funny to me. Seeing people cry was funny to me. Hurting women's feelings, those things were funny to me for a very long time. And so now a new Leon is like, that's uncomfortable. I don't know how to say this, or I know how to do this, but I need to do it now because this is true and valuable growth for me when it's spiritual. Because I've never been a spiritual dude until I started, you know, after therapy and wanting to be better. So being uncomfortable was easy for me when it was being in a negative way, being uncomfortable and seeing other people being uncomfortable because of me making them uncomfortable. But I don't like that anymore.
Did you find, and without a doubt, kudos to you for the growth and the adjustments you've made to find a deeper and richer Leon that people really probably didn't get a chance to get to know in the past. And we have the privilege to get to know you and spend time with you now. I have to ask, when it came to the things that you found as your comfort zone, Leon, did someone else help you see that comfort zone is not the best place to be? Or was it you really finding it first?
No, hell no. I couldn't find it for myself.
Did you need? Yeah, I got it. So somebody else. Is it possible that people listening to this or may watch this back, they need maybe some outside sourcing, as it were?
So the outside sourcing is actually the inside sourcing. Like Claudetta, Claudetta was a guide for me. She didn't know it, but she met me. I think it's 2008 or 2009.
You didn't see her face when you said that. You didn't see her face. Her face was like, "Huh? Excuse me."
Yeah, so she got it. She says it. She says a lot, but in the military, when you're a command master chief, most of them look at other people as beneath them. Okay, I did that for a long time, but then when I met people like Claudetta and we had a group of people, I'm like, I don't have to act like this. I can be with them instead of them being beneath me. A lot of times in the military, you make rank, you make chief, you make senior, you make master chief, and you just keep going up, up, up. You get a pay raise, you get more people kissing your butt. There are people in the Navy that like to kiss your butt. There are people in the Navy that like their butts to be kissed. I was one of those dudes. And so as you go up,
I never knew that about you.
Yeah. As you go up and you gain more, you get more, people give you more. And so you have a tendency to lose who you really supposed to be. And then you have a lot of people that are fake. But you know, when you have that false sense of reality and a false sense of security, nothing else means anything to you because that was my world. If that makes sense.
No, it makes a lot of sense. Claudetta, you were saying something that you didn't know what?
I didn't know that he liked people kissing his ass. I didn't know that. I would have never thought that. But it's just funny. Like, I knew him like as in his job capacity. I didn't interact with him in that capacity too much. You know what I mean? Directly, because we didn't work in the same buildings, basically, same commands. But I knew him as a chief. You know, in our fraternity, we're just a family, and I knew him as being someone who could be counted on. If he gave his word that he was going to do something, he might need a couple reminders, but he would show up, and he always did that. So for me, giving your word and keeping your word meant a lot. And then, like I said, when I first, not when I first met him, but when I first saw him, and he was singing that goofy song with the Chief Selects, that just moved me because other CMC, I could count on one hand the number of CMCs that I knew or had known that would do that. Because like he said, they're in this high state of rank and there's such prestige and they would never be caught dead doing something like that. When that is something that we all do, not to get off on my chief thing, but we're basically trained to be at the core a chief, right? We're all chiefs and no one is above anything, right? If anything, your behavior should be above reproach. I digress because the reality comes in and then you realize that people don't do what they say they're going to do. Anyway, to just see him be just a regular guy up there doing something that was so goofy when he could have been like, hey, you sing to me. But he took it upon himself to make them feel comfortable. I knew in that moment, I was like, he going to be my mentor. I don't know how the fuck it's going to happen, but I need to have him as my mentor. And that's just the way it was going to be. And I didn't even have to go through anything crazy to get to him. It just, like I said, it just happened. Events would happen. He would show up. I would show up, camaraderie would be there, the teaching is going to happen, the laughs are going to be there. We would work out and do physical activity with people and mentor them that way. We'd mentor them in the classroom. And it was destined for I believe certain people are just destined to be a part of your life. And I believe he's one of those people, you know? So just like you say, I've done helped you and taught you, you've done the same for me. It's a reciprocal type of thing. And as an engineer, that's awesome. You know what I mean? You know,
and I have to say, like it shows itself, especially you both are going to understand this maybe more than others, but it shows itself when, for me personally, I'm like the third wheel. When I'm watching, like we were the other day talking privately, I'm watching the chemistry between you two. It is an intellectual and emotional chemistry where you have a purpose, and that it really is to help people. You really are not trying to help yourself first. Your selflessness and self-sacrificing mindset is, I talk to a lot of people in pre-show prep or just call me for consultations and on their podcasts or other things and stuff. And when both of you are talking, it is clear that you're just trying to do something and set something up to help people. Because of that, do you think that both of you teaming up and working together, as we're talking about doing in the future and the way you've been doing it, and you get out there in front of more people, do you think that both of you together teaming up, that you can help a lot of people step outside of their comfort zones and begin to grow? I know it's kind of a self-serving question for you to try to answer, but I want that because our viewers and subscribers and members have no problem taking that kind of answer from you. Do you believe that both of you can make an impact and help people grow and step outside of their comfort zones?
Yeah. Stranger things have happened. Yeah. I think we can encourage people. Yeah. That's the goal. Go ahead.
I believe that. I'm sorry. I believe that because you think about it, we both retired and we could have just stopped working, right? Could have got fat and sat on the couch and eat ice cream and but
why is Claudetta laughing? Why is she? I'm looking serious.
Because we're foodies.
I know. Yeah, both of you are foodies.
And the reason why we work out is because we eat everything. Yeah. That's why that's one of the reasons, you know. Looking good is like the last reason. People always think that vanity is the first reason why people work out. I don't know about other people, but for me, that's the last thing I'm thinking about. I just don't want to be a Sherman. I don't want to be a clump.
Right.
I don't want to be a Hercules. I don't want
So we continue doing stuff.
I did not see the clump.
I want to die of natural causes. I'm serious. Or a bus hit me, like an accident or something. You know what I mean? Like I want to live a full life because 22 years, I didn't complain my whole 22 years, but I've had my share of complaints where we were pulling out to go overseas or go on a deployment or go out to sea for a little while, and I wanted to do X, Y, and Z and I couldn't, or I wanted to see someone and I couldn't, or whatever. It was always something that I wanted to do that I couldn't do. And I'm a fan of no excuses, right? So I can't sit here and be a hypocrite
right.
and have the opportunity to go and live my life, right? And then don't do it. I can't do that. I can't, because hypocrisy is like, ugh, I can't do it. So, you know, I gotta do the work. I don't skip to the gym every day. I don't. Some days I don't want to be there. I don't want to run. I don't want to lift weights, but it's a part of my life and it's a decision that I've made for my life. So I got to do that so that I can go eat some spare ribs, or I can go eat some ice cream, or I can have some frozen yogurt, or, you know, or so I can sit on the couch and binge watch a show for 4 hours and eat chips. I got to there's got to be a balance. You know what I'm saying?
Instead of it being the other way around, where you're sitting around eating everything and now you got to force yourself to exercise, you're saying comfort zone. Somebody could get out of their comfort zone by just exercising so you can go eat that stuff, and at least you'll be able to burn it off quicker than letting it just build up on you. Now, I had to ask that question before you say something, Leon. I had to ask that question because I wanted to ask you something that I knew was going to make you extremely quiet to try to answer in the most humble way possible. Do you believe you can help people grow? I'm going to finish it off by saying what they have in mind to do together that you're going to be able to hear about from us here at NATV and also from Leon and Claudetta on their platforms. you're going to want to be a part of. Let me look at the camera. You're going to want to be a part of, because what they're going to implement is a private event where you can come and begin to, one, create the life you want. Two, you can begin to grow out of your comfort zone or zones. And three, you'll be able to live your best life. They're putting together something that you will be able to, on a regular basis, be a part of and be able to, well, have question and answer sessions with them and get some specific information. You can virtually blurt out anything to them and they'll be able to help you go down that road. Leon, you were going to say something, my friend. Go ahead.
Yeah, you take it for instance, like what you just said, me and Claudetta are going to do. I'll be 60 next year.
Shut up.
And I always say that. I tell people, and she don't look her age, she don't look 50. I say that so that people can go, well, wow, I can do that too, right? She wrote her book years ago. You can
Eric said, no way, dude. He seriously, he typed in the chat, no way. 60. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
So we want people to know, yeah, we're going to talk about pulling up and popping off. It's going to be good, but we want people to know that, hey, say for instance, Claudetta at 46, I think it was 45, 46, she wrote a book, right? She can write another book. I wrote my book at 48, right? Yeah. So people need to know that, oh, I can retire at 38 if I join the military, or I can retire at 48, whatever. I can write a book.
Yes.
I can run a half marathon, right? Yes. I can create a logo. I can sell hoodies. I can write a, Claudetta does, she didn't say this, but she does a lot of, she hikes. She did what? How many?
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
So it's like, I want people to see that at our age, it's not over. It's really just starting. No. You know? And so, we could, go ahead.
Another thing I wanted to add, and this is no shade to the rich and famous. It's important for me to show up and show people that regular people can do and look good. We can live healthy lives. We can do good things, and we can love our lives without the opulence. The opulence is great for those who desire that, I guess. However, you can live a comfortable life without hundreds and thousands of dollars, without millions. It's possible. I don't like the idea that it takes hundreds of thousands of dollars in order to live a good life. I live a great life, and nobody will know how much money I make because that's none of your freaking business. However, just know that I'm not a $100,000 annual grosser. I'm not a millionaire, but I live a great life. I don't have much, but I worked hard for everything that I have. And I appreciate those things, and I appreciate the people in my life. But then I also am a person who loves the simple things. So I guess if you like those fancy things, this conversation, just ignore what I just said. If you like fancy shit, I'm not talking to you. But if you if you love waking up in the morning and you like doing shit like taking a deep breath when you open your door, or turning the light switch and the lights come on, or turning the heat on, or turning the air on and they come on, and you got food in the refrigerator, stuff like that, little stuff, or you got a key that you can turn in and walk through a door, and that's where you live at, whether it's a home, a mansion, a box, whatever it is. If you like little things like that, then you might want to engage with the content that myself and Leon have prepared. Absolutely. Because we live those lives, and it's not something that's far-fetched. It's not a fantasy. I ain't got to rob nobody. I ain't got to sell no booty. I ain't got to do none of that. I ain't got to beg, borrow, none of that. I just live a good life.
Yeah, and
you can too.
You know what? Yeah.
But you can't be lazy. If you lazy,
tell them.
Get off your ass. You can't do it and be lazy.
We don't do lazy on this platform, and they don't do it on there.
Baby. Oh, we do. We do lazy.
Okay, all right. You motivate them. You motivate them.
You gonna leave motivated, baby. It's gonna be a fire set up under your earth. Okay, you gonna get it.
We already thought about some names for the other projects, but that might be one of the segments, if not a name of a show. What'd you say? If you lazy, Leon, you were gonna say something, please.
Yeah, I like people to know that I joined the Navy in 1983. And one of my captains, who was a white guy, in 1986, made everybody go to school. on the ship. He made us all go to college. And I could not concentrate in class, so I kept dropping out. In 32 years, I completed 4 college courses in 32 years. I could have 3 or 4 PhDs, but I'm telling people this because not to knock college, you get your degree, that's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
After, in the military, I didn't need a degree to get promoted to any rank. Mm. After the military, I worked 6 jobs without a degree. It was my work ethic. It was my drive. It was my determination. Mm-hmm. And people will hire you. You know why people hire you? Most people, it's not the degree. They hire you because they like you. They hire you because you will fit in their company.
That's absolutely correct. No, that is absolutely correct. Yes.
Yeah.
That is so true.
Yeah. I want people to know, look, I served 32 years in the Navy. I am 59. I'll be 59 next month. I don't have a degree. I got 4 classes under my belt. But my point is, don't kill yourself spending $90,000 to get a PhD. If you want to do it, beautiful, you can. But everything Claudetta has done, everything I have done has had nothing to do with the degree. Her being successful in the military, her being a successful engineer, her leading people, hundreds of people, had nothing to do with a degree. Her writing a book and now having a podcast has nothing to do with the degree. So my point is, don't focus solely on one thing going down this road. And you got stuff over here that's waiting for you to, hey, write a book, or hey, start a podcast, or hey, run a marathon, or hey, get with a roller skating group, or hey, go do some trails. Yeah. But everybody gets stuck and focused on one thing. And check this out. I have friends right now that have retired, and I'm not knocking them. I love them, but they have retired, did 20, 25, 30 years. They got out, got a degree, and went right back to work, but they're just working, and they have a degree. They're just working. They're not doing, we can do plenty of things in this life. You can do more than, I tell people, you should be doing 3 or 4 or 5 things at one time. 3 at a minimum, maybe 4 at a max, to find out what your true passion and your gift is, because you're going to find it. Mm-hmm. You're going to find what your true passion and gift is. And it can make you a lot of money, it can make you a little bit of money, it can help you out. It's not about money, but it'll introduce you to other people. It'll introduce you to a whole new lifestyle and a whole new world that you didn't even know you had inside of you. Some people say, you know what, I don't talk to my mother, she's dead. I don't talk to my mother, we don't get along. But if you do some research, you find out your mother might have been the class president. Your mother might have been the most likely to succeed. Your mother might have been the woman that had the biggest personality. All of this stuff. But people go, okay, I'm going to college, I got a degree, that's fine. I just work, and then I work another 20 years, I'll retire. If you retire, I got people right now I know they can't not retire until they're 70. You know how hard it is and how much it hurts to get up and go to work every day until you're 70 years old? And then you're working for this company and you have no time to come home and say, you know what, I'm going to create a patch, or I'm going to create a shirt, or I'm going to write a book. No, there's more stuff for you to do out here if you just sit down and think about it. And every time I get an idea, I call Claudetta and tell her, hey, this is what I got going on. Oh, wow. And she does the same thing.
Well, yeah, she just did it to you the other day after, right, Claudetta, you and I talking. And I'm thinking, we got to tell Leon and bring him up to date. And Claudetta, I'll just call him right now. Matter of fact, let me text him because he ain't going to answer if I call him. And man, let me tell you, everybody, the theme of the show, as all the shows on here have a theme, and then there are subcategories or subjects that support that theme. The theme of this show today, Claudetta's podcast here, the Tough Love Podcast, is You Deserve Better. A guide to tough love. So if you're wondering, what are these people even talking about? What are they doing? That's the theme. And that's all you're going to get here, whether you just joined us now or you're going to catch it again later at the beginning. Leon, you were going to say something about that theme.
But with her saying you deserve better, it's so true, because you deserve better. If you got a bad tooth in your mouth, you deserve to get your tooth fixed.
You got that right. Yeah, it got that right.
It's just that simple. Me and Claudetta go back 2008, okay? It was 16 years ago. And we did, and I always go back to Great Lakes. Pax, we did so much up here. It was like every day was a great time at work. If she was down and out, I'd be like, hey, I'm on my way, but let's go get some wings and go smoke a cigarette. When we used to smoke cigarettes. And just because we smoking cigarette and eating some chicken wings, it's like, damn, I feel better. Wow. Me and her quit smoking together, right? We did a lot. It's just when you realize you deserve better, that means
it's over.
You get out of an abusive relationship, right?
Yeah.
You don't take nobody's crap anymore, right? You don't feel sorry for people not liking you, not inviting you. When you deserve better, you're gonna get better. You tell yourself, I'm gonna wake up. I'm gonna tell you something. When I don't like, he mentioned earlier, I may not like going to run 5 miles tomorrow, but as soon as I get up and do this, it's on. I don't stop. I put my shoes on, put my shorts on, and I put my music on. I'm going to the gym.
Yeah.
Because I deserve better. Everybody deserves better. All you got to do is go get it. That's all you have to do.
And you have to want it. You have to know that you deserve better. I just recently went on my first backpacking event, which was awesome. And it was all women, which I love men, but it was awesome. The lead of our event, her boyfriend came, and that was a great security for us, but it was all women, and we did it together. And we were having a conversation by the campfire that night when we were cooking dinner. And we just basically were talking about life, and I was telling some of the young girls that we are more than work and paying bills and taxes.
Yep.
I know that the hustle and bustle of life gets to us. And I know that it probably seems real easy for me to say this now that I'm not in the thick of it. But trust me when I say I felt like this when I was in the thick of it. I didn't have anybody else to bounce ideas off of. I didn't have anyone to kind of help me navigate that space, if you will. But we are more than the struggle of life. There is a way to have the joys that you have in your life while going to work those 9 to 5s or that midnight shift or graveyard or whatever. There's joy out there. And I don't want people to feel like, woe is me, there's always going to be like this. And no, it ain't. You got to decide that this is not what you want. You got to decide that you deserve some joy. Because when you find one joy, there's going to be 2 joys. And 2 joys can turn into 10 joys. Next thing you know, you have a life of joy. You have the regular stuff that you're going to deal with in life, but you have something to kind of offset that so that you don't sink so far down when things don't go well. Awesome. I want people to have like a bucket of joy to where they can reach into it when life comes and sucker punches you. I want people to be able to reach out for something, whether that's a brunch, whether that is a movie,
it's just that simple.
A pedicure, a nap. They ain't nothing like a good old nap to reset you. I'm a pre-senior citizen, so I'm learning a lot about naps. It is different from the naps that I used to take when I was younger, when I first joined. My naps now are completely different. They're different from my vacation naps.
They're juicy.
Baby, let me tell you something.
Hey, listen. Now here we go. I got to plug you guys. We have a whole line of merch and more coming. And it literally is called Take Naps. Okay. My youngest daughter came up with it. It literally is called Take Naps. It is one of the biggest things in our house. Okay. Because we ain't got crazy people in here. The biggest thing is when you can take a nap, you're in a place of peace. But anyhow, I just had to say that. So if you want to get some merch that says Take Naps and wear a hat and all that kind of t-shirt, please support our channel. Go to our merch store and get a shirt, whatever you want. Coffee mug is the number one thing right now. Leon, Claudetta, before we move and say anything, we got to get to Avid. I don't know if I'm reading that right. Let me put it on the screen. Let me look over here. Better if I just look over here. Much bigger. So Avid asked earlier. She had asked if she could ask questions in this format that we got going on, and thank you, Claudetta, and Eric. I think you guys answered her and told her yes, it's okay. This is the question. This is what she wanted to put before both of you. You guys can address her and talk to her if you want to do that. Phil, any one of you can read it if you want to.
It feels somewhat fine to be in both extreme, either of the healed version or traumatized version. But toughest part is the process of healing. And Avid, I
got another one before you do that, because this is the other thing she put up.
I have this feeling of acceptance these days, which is very new to me. But I do self-pity sometimes. Frequency is very less, but it's still there. The journey to accept is not very fast. I'll go to first, but don't tell yourself that healing is tough, because it'll always keep you negatively attached to the person that made your healing tough. Healing, when people are hurt and traumatized by somebody they love, a family member, a mother, father, boyfriend, girlfriend, that will paralyze you mentally. Some people, when they're hurting like that, they don't want to eat. They don't want to brush their teeth. They don't want to talk to anybody. The moment you start doing the things that you don't want to do, that's when you start healing. You get up and say, I'm going to brush my teeth today. I'm going to do my hair. A lot of women, when they're hurt by a man, they stop putting on makeup. They don't put on lip gloss. They don't get their hair done. They turn their friends away. They don't go skating anymore. They don't bake. They don't cook. They don't put love in the food. You start doing those things that you used to do, which attracted probably the wrong person. You can still do those things that'll keep the right people in your life. But a lot of times, and this I tell women this all the time, if you're breaking up with a guy, don't say, you know what, Leon, we're breaking up, but I still love you. I just can't. Don't say those things. You don't have to tell that person you love them. Tell yourself you love yourself. A lot of women don't practice loving themselves. They don't. They do not practice loving themselves. They would much rather see me healthy and happy as opposed to seeing themselves healthy and happy. They will take my trauma and work on my trauma before they work on their trauma. They do. Women do it all the time. I have never had a woman in my life, and I dated with a lot of women, and I slept with a lot of women. I'm not proud of that. But I've never been outwardly disrespected by a woman, but I was always disrespectful. Never had a woman straight up disrespect me. So in Abbott's point in healing, you can start changing that healing. Well, I don't know what it was, who did it to you, whatever, but you don't have to tell yourself the toughest part is healing. The toughest part is holding on to the people that makes you want to heal. That's the toughest part. You don't need to do that. A lot of times God puts signs in front of you, whether it's a person, it's a thing, it's a movie, it's a card, it's an email, to say, hey, here, check this out. You got to take that on and you got to start changing. You can start changing at that moment. You can start changing whatever it is. You can start changing right now. It's going to hurt. It's going to be different. It's going to be painful, but you got to start somewhere to get to that road where you used to be, where you are now healthy, vibrant, beautiful. You're hanging around different people. You're drinking tea. You're doing yoga. You're meditating. Instead of being stuck in somewhere where this ugly person that got you stuck in the bedroom, curl up in the ball or crying in the shower, and they went on with their life. They don't give a damn about you anymore. That's it. I'm sorry.
No, you're not. I'm trying to keep up with the chat. You're doing it's fine. Don't let the silence fool you. That was perfect. I'm
gonna give Abbott another.
I see you. I'm trying to keep up with what you're typing there. I'm reading this other stuff that's going on. Go ahead.
Because healing.
That was great, Leon. By the way, go ahead.
Yes, it absolutely was. I do feel that the process of healing is difficult. I'm not gonna say for everyone, right? Everybody, because everybody doesn't have the same type of traumas to overcome, triumph over, or whatever. But I know my healing, and I'm still, healing, because I am every part of me. Like, I am the person who I am today, but I'm also 5-year-old Claudetta. You understand what I'm saying? I'm still 8-year-old. You know what I mean? So she's still within me. It's just about how do I navigate the space of not letting those traumas overwhelm me, or not going back to smoking. Sometimes I have thoughts of things that would happen and how great those times were when we would all be sitting around commiserating or whatever, drinking and smoking or whatever. But I don't go back to smoking, but I do have those thoughts in my head because I can't get rid of them. I don't want to be freaking lobotomized, so they're there. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. Yeah.
But it's a matter of what you do with that. But part of the I would say the joy in the healing is when you use those tools that you've learned through whatever therapeutic process you have. When you use those tools, it keeps you from repeating those poisonous behaviors.
Right.
And sometimes that can be bad, because I spent more time as a smoker than I have as a non-smoker. I spent more time in trauma than I have in my healing space. However, my healing is where I've received the greatest joy. I've never been as happy as I am now in my life, right? And I don't even have all the things that I want in my life, but I'm so happier in my life now than I ever was before, when I thought I had everything. So it's a process. It's the process that each person who is going through this has, right? No one can define your process for you, but I would say always reach for joy. Always reach for the positive. Always reach for something that's going to help you and not hurt you. And I understand being on, like, feeling like you're still kind of caught up in the trauma of it and still caught up in the healing part of it. But there's a phrase, don't let people pull you into their storm, pull them into your peace. I would say that if you have those moments, pull yourself into your peace, because everything back there is irrelevant. You've already overcome it. You just got to believe it within your core of your being and keep moving forward, because the joy is up there, not back there. It's up there. So to anyone's listening to this, whether that be Avid or anyone listening, just keep moving in the direction of your peace, because that's where you belong. You don't belong where it's painful. You belong where it's peaceful. I believe that. So
no, it's absolutely true. I'm going to take this moment to say two things. One is, if you have any measure, and you're listening and watching this right now, you have any measure of enjoying what you just experienced when Leon said what he said and what Claudetta just mentioned to you, you're going to be able to access this, but in a private format, not on YouTube, that we're going to be setting up, and they're going to delve into more questions and answers and different things about relationships and a whole lot more. That's one thing. You'll find out more later. The second thing is, for both of you, Leon, you and Claudetta, there are a number of people who write us, there's a number of females that write us, and over the years, Friday is always a tough day for them, and Saturday and Sunday, because that's when they hand the children over to the ex, and then they're, quote unquote, alone. And it's the way they feel. I'm just telling you right now. They feel, quote unquote, lonely. They don't want to go out to the bar. They don't want to go with old friends. You know what I mean? They want to work through the weekend and on themselves. Words of advice. Leon, you just said some really great advice, and so did you, Claudetta. But together, what advice do you give to a young woman? The children are gone. She's there. What is some advice you can give her and motivation you can give her on her journey?
This isn't a one size fit all, because as mothers, right, you're throughout the course of your week, if you're dealing with co-parenting, right, you hear mommy or mama or ma or mom all day long, whether it's a text message.
I was trying not to laugh, but that, yeah, I got you.
Whether it's a text message, whether your phone's blowing up, whether you can't go to the freaking bathroom without somebody sitting outside the door or in their room, mom, and you can't get a moment's peace, right? Whether it's that, or whether you're helping to sew outfits for the recital, or you're taking somebody to soccer practice or basketball or whatever. There's a lot that comes with being an active mom. I don't know myself because I didn't partake in raising my children, but I've watched my sisters do it, and I've watched my friends do it, and it can be a lot. So from someone who doesn't necessarily walk in your shoes, what I would say is, when you have time on your Fridays, your Saturday, Sunday, whatever, if you don't want to do nothing, girl, and it ain't gonna cost you no money, you ain't gonna get no tickets, fines, and then don't do shit. Sit down. Sit down. If you drink, have a drink. If you smoke, have a smoke. If you want to do the bowls and do the meditation, do that. If you want to do yoga, do it. If you want to walk. If you don't. Do something for you, and then do something that you need to do, and do something that you want to do. That's what I would say. So if you want to sit down and not hear your name being called, sit down. You've earned it. That's for damn sure. But do something, take your vitamins. That's something you need to do. Go for a walk. The body needs to be moving. So go for a walk. If it's 30 minutes, do that. Vitamins. Meditate, do something for yourself that you need to and that you want to. Because I've observed women be pulled in every direction possible. Now, notice in all of those things that I just said about being called mom, that was all just being a mom. Never mind the job that won't stop calling when you're off or whatever, or somebody to misplace something, or somebody said you did something. They want to make sure that you didn't da-da-da. It's a lot, and then you have your personal friendships, your relationships with your girlfriends, your siblings, if you have them, if you're in a relationship post-marriage or whatever. It's a lot going on. So I would say, do what you want to do, girl. And if people don't like it, now I don't know what the diplomatic answer for that is.
No, the diplomatic answer was sit
down. Somebody else.
The answer was sit down. No, you said sit down. Leon, you're up, man. You're up. Eric is in the chat appreciating what you said, but go ahead.
Claudetta is right about everything she said, and I'll add. She mentioned this, but I'll add to this. There was a time up here in Great Lakes, I ran this program called PADS, Public Action to Deliver Shelter, and I ran it for 6 months, and it drove me crazy because I was ungrateful, but I wanted it for my self-satisfaction, for my evaluation, and it was tough. I wound up feeding 1,200 people, some numbers, but anyway, I had it for 6 months. And every night I went there, and one night this lady showed up. She was pregnant. She said, I just want some milk. So we fed the homeless, and we had bedding, we had sheets, pillowcase, and they slept there from 10 o'clock at night to 6 the next morning. And she said, I just want some milk for my baby. And she was like 7 months pregnant. And I'm like, so I realized, I'm an ungrateful dude. Here this lady is with her baby, she doesn't have any milk. And then we gave her a bed, we gave her a blanket and a pillow. They laid on the floor. It's a little mattress about that thick. I was on the floor. They didn't have beds. It was a mattress. And so we did I'm answering your question. When you, like Claudetta said, sit down and think about some things you can do. Go to a homeless shelter, and it'll bring you peace. It'll bring you joy. And I had to do that often, because I forgot how ungrateful, I knew how ungrateful I was, but I forgot how good I had in life. Claudette and I went to speak at this shelter for kids down in Chicago. And every kid in there was gay or transgender. And do you know those kids were 24, 25, 26 years old with AIDS? So in saying all of this, I'm saying to the young lady, sit down, go get you a pizza, go drink you some wine, go do some yoga, whatever. But also go to these places of people that don't have what you have, and make you realize how good you have it, so that you don't think that you need that man in your life to be happy.
Wow.
Sometimes you just need to, it's not going to see who has it rougher than you, but just going to see that, you need to be a servant sometime, once a month, to go give back to some people, to some homeless. Go buy somebody a sleeping bag for the winter time. Go buy a bucket of chicken and give it out to the homeless people. And then you realize that, wow, she's sitting here waiting on Leon to come to give her a hug or play in her hair and watch the movie and pop their toes together, and that'll make her happy. That's going to be temporary. You got to learn how to give back to society in some ways, the people that are less fortunate than you are. So Claudetta's right about everything. We'll add a little to it. Look up a homeless shelter. Go to the homeless shelter. Go drop some food off. Go talk to some kids that are 24 years old with AIDS that are dying. To realize how much your life isn't that bad. Even though you don't, this guy's cheating on you, he won't marry you. It's worse things in life than that. You're trying to hold on to the person, don't want to be there, don't want to get married, don't want to be engaged, don't want to have kids. Go to somebody that's grateful and be thankful for you to come there and laying out a mat for them to have to sleep tonight, where you got a nice warm bed and a shower at home, and they don't have that. And that'll give you a different perspective on life. It did for me. That's just my 2 cents.
No, that was $1 worth, man. I was
about to say that's for
you know what? That's one of them $2 bill things. When you get a rare $2 bill, you go like, "Here's a $2 bill there." That's what that was. That was a $2 bill moment there. Listen,
and I hold $2 bills for those of y'all that ain't never touched one, heard them. They exist. I probably got all of them.
Hey, wait, you got people going like,
when I get a hold of one, I hold it.
Some people don't even get to hold a $1 bill. Would you talk?
Right.
You are very true. That is very true.
$2 is a good point. Okay, so I got stuff happening in the chat. I just got to put it up. You guys can address it or not. You may have seen it already. Claudetta, you put this up. Can you read that to us? What you put there for everybody?
Yes. As nurturers, we, by definition, we're so busy taking care of everyone else, we forget to make ourselves happy sometimes. That's that comes with, at least that's what I have learned and experienced in my life, is that we get so caught up with everybody else's, do you have lunch, and did you take your medicine? Do you have on the right T-shirt, and blah blah blah? And honey, did you take your medicine? Did you make your appointment?
Take your vitamins.
We got so much going on. We're the master jugglers of the world. That one ball that we drop is ours. And next thing you know, we're downtrodden. We're trying to figure out why it's hard to breathe, or I don't understand. Did I eat today? When the last time I had some water? Little things like that. You know what I mean? And when we get together, it's like a therapy session. A lot of guys think they know what happens when we get together, but baby, at the core of it, it is therapy, quality therapy. Now, I'm not talking about thought activities. I'm not talking about twerking. Shout out to whoever does that. I'm not one of them chicks. I'm talking about quality girl time. When we get together and have good quality conversation, it is therapeutic because we're bouncing ideas off each other. And when you're authentic with yourself and with your girlfriends, there are different perspectives being passed around, and there's no judgment. We're there to help one another. We want to listen with a loving ear, and then we want to add some feedback if that's what she wants or whatever. And we want to be there for one another. So that way we can kind of navigate this road, because a lot of us have not been taught, and some of us have been taught ways that are outdated, and then some of us are just kind of making it up as we go along. So when you when your vibe is your tribe and you find the right people, you have a better chance, I think, of having a good balance. And sisterhood is very near and dear to my heart. So I will always cherish my sisters. And that's biological. That is the ones that are gifted to me. I will always cherish that, because you can't put a price on it. You can't measure it. It is, my sisters are everything.
Okay, well then let's have some brother talk then.
No, that's not what this is about. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
I knew you just troublemaker. Brother to brother. I've been saving this question from the other day when we were all together. Brother to brother, from me to you, Leon, what is it that you cherish about Claudetta?
Her honesty. Man, that's a lot. It's like with Claudetta, I don't have to hide anything. Like, look, hey, if she get on me.
Like the other day.
Look, there's signs. Look, we do these stairs, right? In LaGrange, Illinois, about an hour from me. And she's like, hey, let's do the stairs Monday. I'm like, yeah, cool. She called me, yeah, I'll be there. Man, come Monday morning, I should have left here at 7:15. I wake up at 8 o'clock. I'm like, Claudetta. She's like, look, don't just get here. I'm like, okay, bye. And when I get there, we don't even talk. We just start doing what we got to do. And I'm forgiven. I'm like, ooh, thank God. I don't want her to yell at me because I'll be forgetting sometimes. But no, her honesty and the fact that she don't hold grudges. I got people that I talk to now, men and women, my exes, my ex-girlfriend, ex-people, that's it's like, look, people don't know how she'll get over stuff. It's like, look, I got you, but you pissed me off, but I'm done with it. When she let it go, she let it go. Some people don't do that. And then you can't even talk, you don't want to go around them, and they still have this angst.
Being silly, being moody. I'm going to unfollow you. I'm mad at you. They want you to know I'm mad.
Yeah.
You're like a little 2-year-old.
But Claudetta's like, she knows. She's like, okay, all right, Leon. Okay. I'll be like, all right, let's go eat breakfast. Okay. And it's over. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, ooh, shoot, I don't like messing up with her. But it's not bad. Some people,
I don't like messing up with her. Some people,
you make a mistake, man, and
dude. This like 20 years later, they still go like, yeah, come on over. But do you remember? You're like, dude, you know how much I done forgot about that, man?
Bro.
Okay, you wanna get on a man's good side? Come on, Leon, let's just be honest now, because Claudetta's here, but we can say it. You want to get on a man's good side? That's how you get on a man's good side. Because you know what he's thinking? What he just said. I ain't going to mess up with her, man. Because that's worse than if she talks to me for 400 hours. Right, Leon? She go, if she scolded me for 400 hours, I can take that. I just tune it out. But if you get like, okay, she not saying nothing. Like, I ain't gonna mess this up, right? You know, Leon. See, if a woman knows that, man, Leon, we ought to do a show, huh? Just for guys, so guys can tell a woman exactly the stuff you guys, if you knew the secret stuff, the secret sauce. See, Claudetta know the secret sauce. She's been around enough men to figure them out and go like, they pretty simple-minded. All I got to do is just look at them. Look, see, she don't want to say it. If we did a show and it was really telling women with men.
I mean, y'all are simple, but we are too.
Right?
We're just a different type of simple.
Wait, we don't want to give away the private show we're gonna do. But that was a teaser for you guys what you would catch in the private show. But essentially, Leon, you're right on the money. The things that you said that you cherish about her are special without a doubt. But Claudetta, what do you find to be something about Leon that you find that you cherish about him?
Oh, nothing.
He totally what dude, you don't want us to see you? What are you gonna start crying?
Somebody will call right when
yeah, right, whatever. He was wiping his eyes before we even got to him. He was already wiping his eyes. Look at him, look at his little cheeks, look at little 5-year-old cheeks coming out right now. He's smiling like your little 5-year-old. Okay, so what is it about Leon that you cherish? Eric's already laughing. He ain't even said it yet. But go ahead.
What I will say in a nutshell, what I have come to appreciate from him, knowing him as long as I have, I appreciate his vulnerability. And I remember when we did, but he had his book release party, and he was emotional and he cried. And I grew up during a time where there was this bull crap phrase, men don't cry, real men don't cry. I'm like, I don't even know what that means. Like, whatever. I appreciate the fact that he is a man, right? And he owns his emotions. He doesn't make excuses for guys, people will say, men that will cry and be like, who's cutting onions, or my allergies, or some crap like that.
I'm sorry, I'm crying.
Because they don't want to own the fact that they're in an emotional state. But we're human beings. We are emotional. You know what I mean? It's not just women who get emotional. Everyone gets emotional. But I appreciate that about him. And I appreciate, he appreciates the way that I deal in our relationship where things may not necessarily go well. And I'm just not just like, well, screw you, I'm never going to talk to you again, or I'm going to act like we're friends, but I'm going to be a little bitchy on the side. I appreciate the fact that he can own up to when he screws something up. And he can apologize, and not just apologize, but make amends. Because I'm big on change behavior, because people can tell me I'm sorry till the cows come home, and I do not care. My real apology is change behavior. So if you want to prove to me that you're sorry, then don't do it again. Or continue a pattern of change behavior to where that's not what I think about when I think about you. You know what I mean? He shows up. You know, he's my brother. It's like, you don't meet people. I don't meet people like him that often. So to find people where you consider it a blessing and a gift for them to be a part of your life, I don't have many men. I got tons of women in my life like that, but I don't have many men in my life that I consider to be a blessing, and Leon is a blessing in my life, and I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, so, you got to give some love to Jen is here.
It's my sister. Hey, Leon, make sure you cash out me, okay?
Okay. I don't know how much, but whatever you need, I got it.
Joking, silly.
Okay. All right. So there you go, Jen. Thank you for being here. That's your sister, you said?
Yeah, one of them. Yeah.
Okay. So there we go. Some love with Jen's in the room. You got this next here. Oh, wait. Hold on 1 second. Let me do this real quick. We're going to go here. That was for Jen. And this is Claudetta back to her sis there. And we got Mirror Talk here as well. Let me do this again.
Oh my goodness, y'all are really showing. I'm gonna cry. Oh my god! Thank you so much. Oh my god.
And Jen's
that's right. It is okay to not be okay. That's right. That's right.
Love in the room, all up in our chat, and I appreciate it. You know what? Something I forgot, and I got to go back to this, and I apologize to you, Avid. Avid gets one of these for her question and sharing about acceptance.
Yes.
And hopefully I did that right. What's missing? Oh, I took it. I'm going like I can't hear the show. I took my earpiece out. Okay. What is that? She was working. Your sister's talking about. She was working. And appreciate it a great deal. Leon and Claudetta. Here we go. We're going to cover point number 3. And like you guys told me the other day, I hope you can keep sticking out with me here because I'm just going to run the stream. Here we go. We're going to keep going. Point number 3. Living your best life now. Is point number 3. We've already covered create the life that you want. We've covered growth starts when you step out of your comfort zone or zones. We've talked about those. And now we're going to look at point number 3, living your best life now. But before we get into that, your best life now, before we start doing that, let me do something here. We'll move some things around, put Eric up on the screen. Eric's got a few things he's saying there. I just want to cover this. We covered point number 1, create the life that you want. And Claudetta, you mentioned 2 really strong points. I'm going to say 3. I'm going to throw a third one in. 1, you said people got to be willing to do the work. You said people need to put some effort in. And one of the things you mentioned in that segment that I really appreciated, and you said it also in point number 2 as well. The other thing that I appreciated, you said that people shouldn't be lazy. So they got to do the work. They got to put effort in order to create the life they want. They can't be lazy about it. And the second point was, the second item was growth starts when you leave your comfort zones. Leon said, be of service to others. Please keep that in mind, everybody. Especially if you feel like, hey, what am I going to do this weekend? See whatever ways you can be of service in your community, maybe, or to others, or maybe somebody who's elderly. Claudetta mentioned you need to just sit down sometimes. Don't always keep running around doing things. Take your vitamins. A lot of advice there. Feel free, if you're just joining now, to go back and take a look at it. Claudetta, you put something up. I'm going to put up in the chat so everybody can see it there on the screen as well. Point number 3, we're looking at now item number 3 under the theme of this show, which is You Deserve Better is the theme of this show, a guide to tough love. Why are we talking about tough love? Because this is the Tough Love podcast, but we also kind of took it over, Leon and I, and we're just hanging out with Claudetta and her podcast today here on NATV Network. Living your best life now. What are we talking about? Both of you, whatever you want to do. By the way, these subjects that we're going over are actual videos on Claudetta's Instagram. So you go find them over there and read the captions. So we're just kind of condensing those and turning them into this podcast show. So Leon, Claudetta, who wants to go first? Knock yourself out. Living your best life now. What's the advice? Some tough love. Give them the tough love right now.
Right. The advice to living your best life now, Claudetta said this. I always go to things she said. She said, keep your circle the size of a period, right?
Oh, wow. That's good.
Yeah. And so I had a bad habit of, my circle was the size of a Mack truck.
Don't even tell me. Too many people, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. And
wow. Claudetta's agreeing with you. She's agreeing over there.
Where it comes from being a leader in the Navy and having a, mood disorder and all this other stuff, but I was always thinking that I needed this external motivation where I didn't need that. I have a couple of friends, and sadly, a lot of my family members are not my friend. A lot of the friends that I've known for 50 years are not my friend. I have friends right now that told me to my face, man, I don't follow you. I don't listen to your videos. I'm like, okay, cool. Because they were whores just like me. And I know why they don't follow me. I don't care. And God has given me the strength to say, I don't care. Dude, you don't like me? I don't care. And so living your best life is, first of all, realize you got to trim the fat. I probably got 4, maybe 5 good friends that I narrowed it down. Claudetta's in a different category. She's more than a friend. But I got 5 friends right now that I narrowed it down to, you know what? If they call me at 3:30 in the morning, they got a flat tire, I'm gonna be there.
Yeah.
And I looked at myself. You know what? Just the last 4 or 5 months, I told my other buddy that I just finished the book, but I said, man, writing this book with you has shown me the people that don't really like me or you. And he's like, oh, like what? I said,
somebody's calling him. Somebody's calling you. Go ahead.
It don't matter, but it made me late. So I can call Claudetta at 4:15 in the morning and say, Claudetta, I need $250. She ain't gonna say why. Next thing you know, I had a bling, here's my cash app. I may have 3 people, 4 people that I can do that with.
Wow.
And I wasn't in a bad situation, but I was in a tough situation a few months ago, and it wasn't about money. It's like, help. But I looked and I said, I set my bed. I looked at my phone. I said, looking through my phone, I said, there's 4 people that I can actually rely on. And I got a phone. My phone book is hundreds of people. And
you scrolling. Yeah. Can't find.
And then Claudetta, I just sent her a text, hey, Claudetta, I need this. Boom. No questions asked.
Yeah.
And living your best life is making circles small, finding out who you can really talk to, who you can really trust, who you really need, who you really want in your life. Okay? And it's not about, it's like, if I need an onion, I'll call Jackie or whatever. I'll call Claudetta. Hey, I need an onion. Go, all right, it's in the refrigerator. I'm gone. Go with, that's family. My own family. Yeah. I can't even do that with. You know why? Because they ain't got no damn onions. But because they took my onions or used my onions or my macaroni, whatever. But to live your best life.
He needs a shirt. He needs a shirt like that. They ain't got no onions.
Live your best life. Make your circle small.
Yeah.
And realize those are your real friends.
Got it.
And those are the people you keep in your phone. Period. It's really just that simple. I would drive an hour and a half to go see Claudetta so we can go eat the hood breakfast over there off of Martin Luther King Drive.
Nice girl.
Hey, then somebody that's 10 minutes away from you, right?
There you go.
Preach on.
And we've done that
too. Even Jen says preach. Go on, preach on.
Yeah,
that's real talk.
Look, me and Claudetta was going twice a month going to black restaurants in Chicago, and she reminded me, hey, I see a little post, you kind of forgot about me. I'm like, oh, Claudetta, you know what? I'm a greedy dude, but I had put on 25 pounds, so I stopped going. I said, I can't go eat. I got to get this weight off me. Then I became a diabetic. She's like, all right. But I didn't mean to forget her because I'm like, but she's the type she'll go, hey, Leon, I saw your video. You wouldn't have spaghetti
you're in trouble
me.
Now. Oh, man.
Right? I'm like, oh.
I like that. Get on him. Get on him, Claudetta. That's good.
But
that's good.
They be like really nice folks, though. I don't be jealous. I just be like, would you just sit there play?
That don't be mean. But I'm just saying, living your best life, make your circle small, and realize who you have in your life probably should not be in your life, and who you don't have in your life probably should be in your life.
Okay. All right. Now, at some point, we got to get to mirror talk here in the chat in just a moment. Can I put it up now before you do yours, Claudetta? Is that
absolutely.
Okay? Let me get back over here. Mirror talk. And Jen, thanks for being here. I love what you're saying as well, Jen. I appreciate it a great deal. I'm going to get mirror talk in here. One of you read it, please. Go ahead and read it for me.
I think it starts with self-love. We give more to others than we give to ourselves. We live better when we love ourselves better. And that is so absolutely true.
100%.
And it's not the easiest thing, I would say. I know for women, it's not necessarily the easiest thing because, like I said, we're nurturers by nature. So loving on and caring for others is just something that I think just comes naturally to a lot of us. Not all of us, but to a lot of us. So when we're in that state, it's hard to see that you're skipping yourself. It's like passing out plates to everybody in the house. You got a house full of 5. You got 5 plates. One of them ain't got no food on it. And you making sure, did you get your broccoli? Oh, did you get your you got, okay, you good? Everybody's good? Everybody's good? And your stomach is touching your back and you don't even think about it because you're so busy worried about whether everybody is eating and you're the one that's hungry and about to pass out. But that's what comes with it. But once again, I think that's the beauty of sisterhood is because, at least for me, in my sisterhood, we have each other's backs because every day I text my little sisters and I make sure be safe, be kind, and stay hydrated, and I make sure that that's something that I say to them, but we get on each other. And my little sisters will ask me, did you eat? My baby sister, she'll ask me, when's the last time you ate? Did you eat today? Because she knows I will just not do it, whatever. But you have to check in with one another. And it comes from a place of love, not trying to be controlling or, be the boss of somebody or whatever. Yeah. People need to understand that comes from a place of love. And then we also, when we're talking, we need to make sure that we administer that medicine, if you will, from a place of love. We can't be judgy because then someone will clam up and then be like, well, that's why I don't fucking talk to you anyway, because you always blah, blah, blah. We don't need that. We need to be, yes, I ate, or you know what? I didn't eat, but thanks for the reminder. I am going to go grab something or whatever. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Where's it? Where's your sister's thing? Here, hold on a sec. I got to put this up. I am in Jen's category. I mean, Jen's cabal. I'm gonna call it Jen's cabal on the whole preach thing, because you are absolutely correct. What you have just said is what runs in my house right now, especially with my 2 daughters. My 2 daughters, they will get, and they will do exactly what you just said. Did you have your drink? Did you get it? Hey, did you eat? Did you get your protein today? Yeah, they went to the gym last night. You know, they do that. You know, did you? Oh no, that has more. You need to have that protein because you just did those squats and you did. And I'm sitting there going like, okay, I don't think I was that good of a dad. Did I do that? Did they do that on their own or out of survival? But that talk between females is empowering.
Yeah.
What you're talking about and what your sister's saying right now is very strengthening to one another. But what I'm concerned about, hopefully you guys can still hear me. We're all good. Just make sure.
Yeah.
I lost the signal on some over there. So what we're talking about right now is going back to Jen. We're putting Jen in the show right now. And then we're going to get Mira talk in just a second. Jen says, that's the story of my life. What you're talking about is a family. That's why, Leon, what you said is very faith strengthening, because you're saying you can have that type of feeling and closeness with someone, even if they didn't come from the same mom and dad.
Yeah.
Even if they're an hour and something away. Go ahead. You want to say? Go ahead.
Another thing that I was going to say is that when we check up on each other, whether that be friends, family, whatever it is, have you eaten? Did you get gas? When's the last time you got your oil changed? Those are other ways to say I love you. I love you is not just those 3 words. I've learned in my life, it's so much more than that. It's, did you sleep well? How's your day going?
Yes.
Good night. I was thinking about you. Or you know what? You was on my mind. Or I was just thinking about you. All of those things to me are just other ways to say I love you. You don't always have to say those 3 words, but you can say them in other ways. You know what I mean? Checking up on somebody, you know, hey, you know, there's an accident on 87th and Damon. Make sure you're careful when you're over there. Or I know that 94 is backed up or whatever. You might want to take another route. It's looking out for one another. It's just another way to love on one another, which is another thing that I think we, as all human beings, are put here to do. I think we're put on earth to do a bunch of things, but to love on one another is another thing that I think that we're here to do. And we can do that in many different ways. When we go for races and he brings them freaking gel packs that I always forget to buy, that's just another way of saying I'm looking out for you because I love you.
It.
You know what I'm saying?
I love it. Yeah.
It's little things that I think people don't necessarily pay attention to because we get so caught up in the 3 words I love, but you didn't tell me I love you. Bitch, do you got a coat on? You ate today, didn't you? You know, I don't always have to say it, but I'm still saying it through my expression. It's another way to express affection. And that's my personal feelings on that. And I am off my soapbox.
No. We all got soapboxes on this channel. Everybody's matter of fact, Mira, Leon, did you want to say something? I was going to, if not, I'm going to put Mira talking. Okay. So Jen's showing some love for what you just said. Is your little sister, big sister?
All of the sisters in here are little sisters.
So she's laughing and enjoying what you said. Mirror talk. Let's bring her mirror talk back into the show.
Yeah.
She says, "Go ahead, somebody read that." I don't have it on my big screen.
I agree. Go ahead, Leon.
I agreed. It took me laying on my deathbed to realize I can't neglect myself. It's hard, but if I want to live a life, if I want to live, I have to take care of myself. Yep.
Yes, ma'am. You absolutely do. Because it's like, what is it? It's an influencer that I follow, Operation Nikki. And she has a phrase, she's an organizational queen, and among other things, cleaning and everything. But there's a phrase that she used, I'm probably going to butcher it, and I apologize. But it's something like self-care or self-love is the cup that you pour from for yourself. And basically it's, what I get from that is you can't pour into others if your cup is empty. You know what I'm saying? It's like me trying to give you a tank of gas, but I'm on E. How does that work? It does not work. We're both sitting on the side of the road, broke the fuck down with no gas. You know what I'm saying? We have to fill our own cups before we can pour into other people. And that's something that I really would. I know that there are men, I'm sure, out in the world that do the same thing, but I know in my life, I've seen women do it so much that it's to our own detriment. I really wish that we would drive that point home to where we take care of ourselves the way that we love on ourselves, the way we love on everybody else. Because at the end of the day, we come first. we come first. We have to put ourselves first and then assess everyone else's needs and then attend to them. You know what I mean?
What was it like for you when you didn't put yourself first?
Hell.
We know this doesn't apply to Leon because he put himself first all the time.
So
we know this is you.
It was misery.
What?
It was misery. It was.
Describe the misery, because somebody may be in it and they think it's normal. They may be living it right now and think it's normal it's to be where they are. But go ahead.
Misery is, like I said, you make sure that everyone in your household has eaten, but you haven't. You make sure that everyone in your household takes their vitamins, but you haven't. You make sure that everyone has their outfits that they're going to wear for their attire, whether it's school, work, whatever. You make sure your husband has his perfect tie, or your boyfriend has his loafers or whatever. You make sure the kids have all their snacks for their lunches and blah, 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 blah. But you got to fish for an outfit the day of work. But everybody else's outfits are laid out the night before. You understand what I'm saying? You don't know if you're going to have lunch because you forgot to bring some money. You forgot to stop at the ATM to grab some money or whatever. Or you left your debit card at home because you're so busy trying to worry about getting the kids. It's neglecting yourself. It's you having a headache and not understanding that it's because you didn't eat today or because you didn't drink your water. But everybody else is fine. And in some households, unfortunately, no one cares about you falling apart. They still want what they want. I've seen it. I've seen my sister be sick, not on her deathbed, but she was sick, and not get the care from said individual who was in her life, who should have been the partner to see to her needs. But baby, God gave her a sister, and I'm coming in there with the medicine. I'm going to make her some soup. I'm going to do what I need to do. And it's not to emasculate this man. It's not to make him feel less than. I have a responsibility that I made a promise to my mama on her deathbed that I would take care of my sister. So that's what I'm going to do. And in that, she would still say, "Did you eat today?" That's his thing. This is how we do. She's sick. I'm taking care of her. And she's like, "But did you eat today? I want to make sure you ate." Or I'm doing something for her. And it's like we're competing. We're not competing, but that's how it feels sometimes. It's just like, well, I'm doing for you. You worry about what you got to do. I got this. You do what you need to do, and I'm going to do what and then she's like, well, no, I want to make sure that you have something. Did you eat? I can get it. I can da-da-da. But that's what we do.
Hey, listen, I don't know why you guys just don't call Leon and he be your butler. You just say, "Leon, go pick us up this," and go pick it. And then he drive.
It would take you long to get here. He lives too far away.
Your sister Jen got this to say. I asked the question, do you remember when you were going through what we were just talking about? And essentially, your sister says this: "I can tell you it was draining."
Baby, yes, ma'am. She knows because that's what we do. Mirror talk, we all do it, you know. And it's not even something that we're always aware of. We're just handling business, and God forbid you be a single woman or a single mom or a single mom in a marriage, because that exists too. God forbid you're one of those women. You baby, tapped out. Just get somebody else to do it. I'm tired. But you can't because the kids have to get what they get. They need what they have. They need what they need. You got to get it done. You know what I'm saying? The job's got to get done, whether that's your job or your job taking care of the kids, paying the bills, making sure that the grass is cut and the furnace gets drained and all. You got to do what you got to do. So unfortunately, a lot of times we just put it off. We're like, "Oh, I'll do it later. I'll do it later."
Yeah. Well,
unfortunately for some of us, later comes when you're in the grave.
Yeah, but so Mirror Talk is agreeing with you. I don't know if you see that. She's saying, she's
telling you, baby, they know.
They know.
A lot of women are married, but they're not in a marriage.
They have a roommate.
Right. And a lot of women, they like to practice their nurturing because it's innate in them. It's a gift. It's a feeling. It's an emotion to raise and to continue to raise and help and support. Men are not like that. And so what happens is this woman will keep going because you know why? She don't want to fail as a woman and then have somebody else get her project when he moves on and cheats. That woman, the next woman will get the same piece of crap that you had. But women like, "Oh, she's going to get everything I put my work in." No.
She's going to get the same thing you got. Yep.
Shiny object for 30 days. And then after that, he's going to start going down. I've done it for years. And in the end, even though I was with good women, I still cheated, right? Because I was a piece of crap. So women will hold on. Women have held on to me for a very long periods of time. and I just could not get it right. My get it right doesn't, and I made promises when she started leaving. I made promises when she got stronger. I made promises when the pastor and the first lady were taking care of her, but I was lying through my teeth. I started going to church, and when I was in church sitting next to her, I was thinking about other women. Okay. I lied to God. I didn't want to go to church. I didn't want to smell the Bible. I didn't want to sit in those hard chairs or whatever. I didn't want to see the colored glass of the church. I lied. So the moment this woman started getting her strength and getting herself together, that's
there
when
you go.
Trying to come back around. But they are not ready because they didn't get therapy, right? They didn't make the promises to God and keep it. But they didn't even feel it internally that they needed to work on themselves. They didn't. So when she starts trying to leave and get away, oh baby, baby, please, then they start stalking her. Now they want to call. Now they want to email. Now they want to come home early. Now they want to take her on dinner dates. It's all fake. It ain't gonna last. So your self-love has to be self-love. And when you realize that when there's a man that can still get you upset, make you cry, that's because you're not practicing self-control. When you have self-control, you might want to have sex with him. You might start drinking your wine and smoking your weed, start getting horny and thinking about him. But if you don't take that in and call him and text him and come break you off at 2 a.m, you'll be fine. You just got to practice that. I was really good at knowing that she's gonna at 2 o'clock and she ovulating and she's drinking her wine, she horny. I was really good at texting around that time.
I can't take you anywhere, huh? I can't bring you on. This, you know
we
what?
just realized that.
Wait, I just can't. It's a family show. My goodness.
Well, you better get off the air.
No. They used to Leon. So what I was gonna say, they used to Leon. We were on Instagram, man. I put Leon on the first show. Leon came on. And it was gonna do a 2-parter the same day, which I used to do a lot on Instagram. I don't know if you remember, Leon. We do one, then we take a break, and then we come back, right?
Yeah.
I put him on first time, Claudetta. First time. 300 people show up, right? And Leon's being Leon. You know, what is it that you don't want me to talk about? I don't do politics. I don't do religion. I don't talk about transgender. I don't talk about this. I don't go in depth in any of those things that get me kicked off. Not a problem. He's talking. People going crazy in the chat. I can't even keep up with the chat. They want to ask him this, going crazy. And I'm trying to be calm. I'm going like, what's going on? Just like he's taking over. He's totally just taking over the whole channel on the Instagram page, the live. And I said, okay, we'll take a break. We come back. People writing me in between. I'm trying to put the next show on, and they're writing me, can you ask him this? And my thing is just blowing up. And I come back on, Claudetta, I came back on. It was so much for me. I literally grabbed my mic and went to move it. It popped out of the arm. It popped because I'm trying to keep under control. This is crazy, right? I had some like really famous people on before he ever came on, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm going and it's crazy because I want to get all these people their questions answered. The second live, 700 people showed up.
Yeah.
My thing is going crazy because I can't get to everybody's question and I feel bad. They're accustomed to him. Whatever comes out of his mouth, they totally get into. They're all laughing in the chat. They're like, you guys need to know the things I go through trying to moderate stuff when Leon comes on. When both of these two people come on now, I don't know, no telling what may come out of them. Just don't get me kicked off the air. That's all I'm trying to say. But what I was going to say, everybody, please, what does it say? See, Mirror Talk. Look, you guys, I'll put it up for you guys. Mirror Talk says it.
Yes. So, as they should, because there's enough fake ones out here. So
weren't we just talking about this the other day with what you both are planning in the future? Yeah. This is exactly what all of you are going to be able to experience when we get done setting up what we're setting up.
Cookie cutter answers.
So Leon, I'm sorry I had to jump in and tell you that the impact he has, but the bottom line that you're mentioning is, Leon, let's say a narcissistic, toxic, or whatever, unhealthy person, a man. We're talking about a man right now. Yes, guys, I know you've gone through this with females as well. Eric, I see what you're saying. But we're talking about an unhealthy man, emotionally immature man, narcissistic, whatever the case may be. He's pretty much eyed that woman, and he has a pretty good idea when he can get back in.
Always, because I'd never liked me, he, him, whoever, I couldn't handle being rejected. So I had to know how she was feeling, when she was feeling, why she was feeling that way, and how to make her continue feeling that way. Even though I may have cheated on her, hurt her feelings, made her cry, whatever, I knew it was a matter of time where I can go back and she let me right back in. Women don't give up that easy. Men do. I was a runner. So you can hurt a woman's feelings. She's strong. She's going to take it. And say, okay, then we can work on this. You know how many times women told me that? And I'm like, cool, bet. But it was only because I didn't want anybody else to have her.
It had nothing to do about the way you felt about her.
Nothing. I just didn't. In a sense that I didn't want anybody getting what I was able to get from her because it was good to me. But I wasn't mature enough to commit to her and give her the same thing.
This is the kind of person you're describing. You're saying old Leon, but we'll just say the person you're describing. I'm gonna call it Clyde. This guy Clyde that you're describing is the kind of person that can get in the way of someone, as in this case we're talking about a female, a woman living her best life, correct?
Oh yeah,
because he wants to make sure she don't go nowhere.
That right, because what we established with her, you know what the woman establishes with me, the type of man that I was, is emotional chemistry and physical chemistry.
Yes, absolutely.
I was never establishing emotional chemistry with none. It was always physical. So when I pull away, she's still like, oh, she's feeling for me. She's got these withdrawals. Yep. I was able to suppress. I felt it naturally, but I suppressed it. Women women want to let it out. Like, Leon, you need to come give me a hug or something. Because I knew, okay, I'll come give you a hug, but I know it's going to turn into something else. It's going to always be in my favor. I knew that. But women don't give up so quick. Majority of women, they don't. They're going to hold on. They're going to work on you. They're going to pay for your therapy. They're going to pay your child support. They're going to buy your cigarettes. They're going to buy your weed. Whatever they need to do to
He'll
keep
be your babysitter.
around.
They're going to be all the above. And honestly, I'm sorry, Claudetta. The only reason, and this is why him and I get together, this is bad. We can go on for 9 hours and I don't want to bore you with this, but this is what's interesting. Women, you really need to be mindful of what we're saying to you right now, what Leon's saying. Men think this way. Hold on a second. I got noise coming from somewhere.
That's good information.
Leon, correct? Men think this way. I don't know where that noise just came from. But that is exactly what they think. Being connected emotionally is like the last thing on their mind.
It's the last thing.
It is the last thing. However, when you want to take, he could have a shirt. Leon, you can relate to this. You could have a shirt. A man can have a shirt, and he need to throw away that shirt. You need to throw that shirt. Stink that thing. No, he will literally say, Leon, you know this. I love that shirt. And if you go to throw that away, he is going to fight you. You know how you're shaking your head right now, Leon. I will break your arm. You throw that shirt away. And you go like, look at this shirt. It's got holes in it. And he will do the same with a woman. And she will know she needs to move on. She know I am like, you are not good for me. And he will try to act as if he's his whole. He will tell you, don't throw the shirt away. I'll take a shower. No, the shirt stinks. We need to wash it. No, I don't want to wash it. You'll tear it. It'll, you know what I'm saying, Leon. It's a mindset that you can't take it. Yeah, I know, Claudetta, it'll make you sick. But that's why we're going to have this private event. And you guys be able to come in and hear more of what we're doing right now. Outside of YouTube, and you'll enjoy yourself. And if you don't, one thing is for sure, you'll never have an experience like that if you come in with Claudetta and Leon. And we're looking forward to putting that together. I'm going to segue away from that because that's just a teaser of some of the things you can get. What did you say here? Mirror Talk said what? The same thing we just had? She had to go no contact to get rid of the narcissist in my life. Friendships and relationships. Wow. That's what you said earlier, right, Leon?
Yeah,
you stick with Claudetta, and your circle has gotten smaller. Mirror Talk also says because they didn't know boundaries.
That's right. Yeah. She's 100%.
They will walk right through your boundary.
Well, Claudetta, I see you said me too, sis. Explain that for those that are watching this or will watch it back later. Because a lot of people say that's being mean when you can't be putting those boundaries on certain people or on your this or that or that. Leon, you said earlier with your family, you had to do certain people you've been knowing for 50 years. Claudetta, what's your thought on it? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Claudetta.
What? Yeah, it's me. Flat out. Like, as my brother Duke would say, flat out, me. I'm choosing me. Like, you can kick rocks. I don't care about your apologies because it started really mellow with the apologies. And then I was trying to accommodate and be nice and stuff. And then at first I was just like, okay, well, maybe I can just break this off and make it about me and to not have to back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't argue with me about a problem that I have because that has nothing to do with you. Right. So I tried that. That didn't work. Then it was like the pop-ups at my house. Excuse me, I didn't invite you over here. How dare you? Just show up at my house. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then you show up at my gym, and then you come in my gym, and then you threaten me. It's just crazy. Like, dude, okay, so now I got to get the police involved. You know what I'm saying? Now we got to get the paperwork involved, because you don't understand what I mean when I say stop. There's 4 funky letters, and it was just like, what you say? Huh? I don't speak English anymore. I don't understand what you said. It was just like, what?
Stop.
Just crazy. It was crazy. It was absolute craziness. And I'm 10 toes down about me. When I tell you I'm ready to live, I wish that I could make it so that it was so obvious for people to understand. But I'm not playing. When I say I got a death grip on my piece, I'm not playing. I don't care who you are, what your status in life is, who you think you're going to be, what you think you're going to be to my life. When I say I don't want you in it no more, goodbye, hasta la vista. Bye. And I'm not turning around, because you're back there.
You said it earlier, that you're willing to make that a priority, living your life now at the age you are at 51 and not looking back. Leon, could you address some more what Claudetta is saying, and also what Mirror Talk is saying? I'll put up the other one again. And Mirror Talk had mentioned about the boundaries. She also says this too, Leon. Feel free to talk with her about that. She says, no, you have to become...
no, you have to, because it became emotionally and mentally abusive.
Read that for me, please, because
it says no. You have to, because it became emotionally and mentally abusive. I was so depressed. No contact is a must with a narcissist.
And then she's agreeing with you, Claudetta, which you said. Leon, go ahead. We kind of set you up there. Go ahead and take it. Run with it.
I didn't realize when I was being mentally abusive. Didn't know. Didn't want to know, didn't care, but I was verbally abusive, and I never tied the two together. But then I would turn around and do something nice, and when I did a good deed, all of that abuse went away in my mind. And that's why women today, they're like, it's driving me crazy. He just cursed me out, then he took me to Panera, and we had chicken noodle soup, That's the stuff I was doing, and it's like, I would block stuff out. I want to hear about it. Girl, it's over, let's go to get some rib tips or something. Let's forget about what just happened, because I could make up for it. But I had a way of blaming the Navy for allowing me to become this monster, because even if I got in trouble in the Navy, I turned around and did something good, and they still would reward me for this. And Claudetta seen people in the Navy get rewarded that didn't deserve it, and so I was the same way. But going back to self-love, happiness, internal happiness is key. Connect with your girlfriends, your friends. Some friends are family, some family can't even be friends, and I truly believe that. And so you be around the people that understand you, to be around the people that get you. You be around the people that want to take care of you, just like you take care of them. You got to be selfish in selecting who you need to be with and who you need to be around. And it's okay, because for a very long time, and Claudetta knows this, women have selected the wrong people to be in their life. And they try to hold on and make it better because it's family and stuff like this. We don't even talk about marriage no more. We don't talk about certain people. We don't. It is what it is. They are who they are. And you can't waste time on them anymore. We're getting older. We got about a good 30, 35 years left in us until we can't do much, because we're 80 and 90 years old. So live your best.
We'll get him back here.
I gotta go. I got another call. But living your not only living your best life, but Claudetta can make somebody Claudetta. I can make somebody a Leon. You can make somebody a Pax. So we have to learn what we have in us to help other people live and grow too,
Absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. Everybody, we appreciate you being here. We're going to step out here and move on our way for the weekend. And we'll tell you more about things you can look forward to. This Tough Love podcast. Hey, Leon, hold on one second before you have to take off. We're going to go ahead and say goodbye to everybody. Let me grab something here. This is what you've experienced today, the Tough Love Podcast with Claudetta Griffith. We're going to try to make sure we give you something at least once a month here on this particular network. But she has her own TV channel on YouTube, and you'll find all the links for that in our description. But when all else fails, just go into the YouTube search, and you will find her there. Go to her Instagram as well. And, of course, make sure that you check out And I'm scrolling here, scrolling, and we're going to click on this. Make sure you check out this man right here. Sir Leon also has his YouTube channel and Instagram and also TikTok, correct? I think.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Claudetta, do you have TikTok? I just want to plug it whenever.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So if I forget anything, just jump right in and cut me off. Just go ahead. So make sure you check out Leon on his social medias social media. I've been going a long time. Social media as well. We really appreciate everybody being here. We look forward to talking to you soon. I'm going to take this off the screen so you can see these awesome people. And there's Claudetta again. We're going to do that. We're doing everything here in real time. I'm going to push a button here in just a second. Let's pick this button right over here. We're going to do that. We're going to do that. Okay, everybody. Let's wave to everybody, and then I'm going to let you guys enjoy your life. I will tackle you soon. Leon, you're so silly. He is this 5-year-old.
Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it.
See you back around, everybody. She will be back. Safe. See you later, everybody. All right, you're stuck with me. Love you guys. I will reach out to you guys another time. Claudette, I'll reach out to you another time unless you're going to hang around and be tortured by me here. So here we go, everybody.